Hey everybody, this is Feldspar. I'm on my Hunter Hawkbow. I was just going to show you a little bit of the setup. I've got a similar setup here. I typically keep actually I should probably lock that down. But typically you want to keep your eyes in the center of the, the screen so you can watch your feet. Make sure you're not standing in fire. You're not having to look far away. Um, too far away from the center of the screen where the hopefully all the action is going. Um, and what I do to try to maintain the best DPS I can is I've set up NeedToKnow, and I talked a little bit about it in my Paladin video. So what I have here is I've got a couple of bars set up. Typically, depending on what uh, glyphs, or not glyphs, but talents I have. So I sometimes I use Thrill of the Hunt just to let, and I want to know that that's gone off without having to look down at my uh, combat bar. So the great thing about NeedToKnow is so I can track. I can choose which spell to track. I can tell what bar type is it, a buff, a debuff, a spell cooldown. Uh, I haven't really used any of the other ones other than that, but they could be pretty handy. Um, the unit to monitor could either be the player, the target, or my focus, or my pet, or uh, just anything. So it comes in handy on all my characters for tracking um, like personal buffs, um, or when something's fallen off that I need to put it back on. So, um, and when you can type NTK to bring it up, and then NTK to put it down. So typically, so like I do explosive shot. Okay, hey, there's a green bar, so I know that serpent sting is up on the target. I can tell whether other things are going off. Sorry about that. Basically, it gives me a way to track things and make sure that I'm doing as much damage as I can. I've got all my dots up on the target. Um, the other thing that I typically use just the first keys 1 through 5 uh, for um, my abilities. I actually use the actual keys 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. When I get to some of the other ones, like 8, it's kind of hard to reach 8, so I actually have keybound X to the 8 key, whatever's in the 8 key. And if I want to throw down a frost trap, or whatever's in the 0 key, I can just hold it down and do it. And then for T, which will do my binding shot, and then R will do my arcane shot. And I've also got a macro on this key, so when I hold down the Alt button, you notice a lot of my keys have changed. So there's Dire Beast shows up. I've got Counter Shot, which it's very important to have some sort of spell counter or uh, a stun or something like that on your uh, nearby, so you can cast it quickly. And Counter Shot helps out a lot to draw casters towards the group and different things like that. So um, some of them are duplicated. I've got glaive on 2. I've got black arrow. Um, and I've also got explosive trap. So as a as a typically when you're trying to do a lot of AOE, and especially as a survival hunter, if you've got your multi shot will put a serpent sting all the targets that it hits. So it's really helpful. So while we're here, I'll just go try to kill this big dinosaur here and show you how I typically uh, run my hunter. So ideally, you start off with an explosive shot to put a. It'll also put a what is that? Hunter's mark on them. So I've gotten into the habit of putting a serpent sting on them first. So, but I'm trying to break myself of that habit. So anyway, let's go through and then I just kind of keep an eye on over here on these panels here, of these bars, to make sure that they stay up. And then as my abilities come off cooldown, the long ones, I will adjust as I can. Looks like somebody probably pulled that other one. So anyway, that's pretty quickly what I do with this stuff. So the other thing I would suggest doing is the other add-on I use is Clique, and there's a lot of characters have some sort of cast they can cast on other players, such as decurse for a mage, misdirect for hunters. There's tricks of the trade for rogues. I don't know of all the other ones, but maybe you have maybe you're a Draenei and you can cast Gift of Naru on somebody. So sometimes it's nice to be able to just click on them, click Shift, and click a left or right button. I've got it actually set up for both in case I forget which one is which. But let's say I want to cast misdirect on my pet. No problem. So that's basically it. I keep some of my longer cooldowns on the. I click them with the mouse. Sometimes that's when you're in the middle of a fight, it's a little bit difficult to click those quickly, and then and especially when your other abilities are still on the global cooldown. So a lot of times on some fights I will be hitting my button and it doesn't click right away. So if it's really important, you put it on a key. And other than that, that's pretty much it. There's a lot of other videos out there that I think are really good for show you the glyphs and other things that you need. And I'll try to I will try to put those in the links below. So have fun on your hunter and enjoy WoW. Bye.